code enforcement may reach out to you, but I'll go ahead and submit it. But I have to put your name. Perfect. Yeah, we've pushed out stuff behind Starbucks before. Not on the opposite.
Nancy made one of those.
David just submitted a code enforcement, a code violation complaint. Thank you for not talking up there about that. Yeah, you submit a complaint. Yeah. Good evening, everyone. It's so nice to see a house packed full of folks tonight. I see lots of familiar faces. Who went to the night out with the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office? Yes! That's incredible. I'm so glad people went to enjoy that event. It's a fantastic event. Welcome to the Tuesday, October 7th, 2025 Oldsmar City Council meeting. The first item on our agenda is our invocation and pledge of allegiance to the flag. If you will please rise, our invocation will be led by Tom Trask, after which we'll have just a moment of silence.
Heavenly Father, as the citizens of the City of Oldsmar meet together to address our local concerns and opportunities, we give thanks to you for the bounty that we enjoy in all aspects of our community life. We ask for your inspiration to strive for excellence in our endeavors to serve the public. Grant us peace in our world and harmony between all people to your greater glory. This we pray. Amen.
Amen. I'd like to have just a moment of silence to remember Kelly Robinson, a longtime Oldsmar resident who was extraordinary and very gracious and generous with her time, and a devoted woman to Oldsmar Cares. We could just remember her. Thank you. Please join me in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all. The next item on our agenda is our Citizens Open Forum. Each speaker will be recognized once and limited to a 5-minute presentation on any subject that has not been scheduled for a public hearing. We do not have any public hearings on the agenda tonight. If you'd like a member of city staff to follow up with you or give you a call, we have green cards in the back that you can fill out. If you didn't fill one out, that's okay. You can still talk. So I'd like to start with this side of the room. Is there anyone on this side of the room who would like to address the council? Ooh, 2, come on. Oh my, that's precarious.
Rhonda Coy, 317 Country Club Drive, Oldsmar, Florida.
Hi, Rhonda.
Nat 501. And so, so I just want to address the council and the citizens of Oldsmar to say that last Saturday you had the Clean Up Country Club Drive. It was very much welcomed. And it was very much appreciated. Unfortunately, I was out of town that day, so I couldn't even serve you a glass of water. But when I drove back in, the first thing I did was run down to Country Club to see what transpired. And, I've heard so much scuttlebutt on the street, which was really good, that how pleasant it was to see everybody. The people came out of their houses. They talked to the people who were doing the weed eating and the edging and all that sort of stuff, the mowing, and what a pleasure it was to see that, whether all the houses needed or not, the community was there and they stood up, and you happened to have weed eated my house. I grew that one weed just for
I'll
you.
come back. I can come back. We will.
No, but it was really just, what an effort on the community, give their time and, skills, and I hope you're feeling better and that Advil worked for you. Thank you.
I have some of the scars to prove it. We took that bougainvillea out, though. I wore pants tonight, though, so nobody can see all the scratches on my legs. Miss Pammy.
Hi, my name is Pammy Gary Florence. I live at 296 Patty Drive, Oldsmar. I was talking to a few other parents who have children. I have a 14-year-old who just turned 14. We're wondering what the city council, or if we could get together somehow and create some outings for teenagers, like specific teenagers, like 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Once they get their license, they really don't care. They don't want to be around. But I mean, we want our kids to have something to do and not be on the street. We've been complaining about the kids riding their bikes and doing wheelies and being dangerous in the streets and all that thing. So I'm just wondering and I would be glad to volunteer to head up doing something. I'd be glad to help out. I just want to have something, we had the party in the park that more went to the little kids, the foam party. I mean, my kids' ages, they think it's cool to watch, but they're not going to get down and dirty in the, because they might if it was just teenagers, but if they, that would be cool to just have a foam party for teenagers, something, or adults or whatever. But like I said, I was just hoping that if I brought this, after talking to a few other parents, they were like, Oldsmar really doesn't have much for this age group, that I happen to have a teenage boy. So I figured, well, I'll go to the meeting and bring it up to you. So if anybody could get to me and let me know what I can do to help, or what we can do, or if we can do a committee or something, that would be great. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Pammy. Anybody else on this side of the room? Gavin, you sure? No? Would anyone on this side of the room like to address the council? I see a man I haven't seen in a hot minute there in the back. Hello, Tom Price.
Right.
Miss you.
Good, looking good.
Miss you.
Hello, sharks. Oh, no, I've been doing all my therapy at home watching the Shark Tank every day. So, thank you, City Council, Mayor, and congratulations, because I haven't been around since you were elected and sworn in, so congratulations. And we got an anniversary coming up next week. Mr. Trask and myself are the only ones here. October 15th, 2013, we started the ordinance to allow golf carts in Oldsmar. So it's been 12 years. I have some flyers for you all. And I don't think we've really done anything to enhance the golf carts in Oldsmar on a regular basis, as some of the other North Pinellas communities have. We've talked about it, but Dunedin was before us, and then us. Gulf was already there. But, and Dunedin's grown, Palm Harbor's grown, Tarpon's golf carts now, East Lake's golf carts. So what I was wondering is, and we brought this up before, and I know the answer to it then, but I've been talking to some people in Dunedin about getting us to be able to cross into the north side of town. You've got about 400 golf carts on this side of town that would like to go visit businesses on that side of town, and you got about 400 over there that would like to come to the parks. So the big thing was always State Road 580. Weren't allowed to cross it, and I followed all this. Well, if you look at Dunedin crosses State Road 580 now, because like I said, they've enhanced and put laws into effect. So now the north side of town and the south side of town can get back and forth crossing State Road 580. They have one location. But what I was thinking is here to be considered and go before the sheriff's department and all the people to be is a crossing at St. Pete Drive allows you to get up in that area. A crossing at Pine, which would allow you to get to like Walmart and the side streets to Chili's and things like that. And then down at Gull Air to allow those residents to cross over into that shopping center. And, you know, there's a Bell's in there and other shops and restaurants in there. So I just wanted to see, put it out there for consideration. I did some studies on official, but the amount of time it takes for a lady with a stroller to cross Tampa Road was about 1 minute and 6 seconds. Pretty much the same somebody pushing a wheelchair. A mobility scooter was a little faster, it was a little under 1 minute. The e-bikes, they do whatever the hell they want to do. I'm sorry to say it like that, but that's a whole different topic. Golf carts take about 5 seconds to cross Tampa Road. And these are all at lights, so I feel it'd be the safest, and me using a golf cart, you know, a lot, I think would be good. So anyway, a lot of people over on the north side want to come over here, and we would like to be able to go over there if we can make it legal and safe for everybody. But that's my story. Had a lot of time sitting on the computer during the day.
It's great to see you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Tom. Is there anybody else on this side of the room that wishes to address the council? I recognize that guy. A little cleaner this time, though, when I last saw you.
Hi, my name's Jeremy. I helped organize everything this weekend. Thank you to Katie for all the help, and just wanted to come and say it was really cool. Just a lot of great stories and meeting everybody. I think it was greatly appreciated, and for all of us that did it, it was very good for the soul too. So I don't have too much else to say to that. That's
Tell us a little bit about how you came up with Oldsmar Community Day when we first met.
I don't know. It's just, it needed to be done. You know, it needed to be done, and I know enough people that do that, and I used to do tons of it. So, and I've put on all sorts of events and stuff in the past. So, I just had this random idea, and then I messaged you, and I was like, "Hey, you don't know me, but this is what I'm thinking about doing." And she's like, "Yeah, it sounds great. Let's, do it." So, yeah, it was a great time. A lot of lessons learned in terms of efficiencies on how to do these things. Probably a little bit better next time. I'm always obsessed with that, but. Yeah, just came to say.
So you're signing up for a next time.
Yeah, yep. And thank you to everybody in Oldsmar. My wife and us, we moved up here in April of a year and a half ago, and we visited for a little bit first. We fell in love with it. We absolutely love it. It's a fantastic community. So whatever you're all doing, keep doing it. There we go. That's my story. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Jeremy. Anybody else on this side of the room wish to address the council? Okay. Anybody over here change your mind? All right, just kidding. With that, we will close the open forum, and the next item on our agenda is the community minute, which will be read by our city clerk, Ms. Kristen Garcia. Oh, I'm sorry. It appears there is one more open forum comment.
Sorry.
That's okay. I have a hammer up here, so I get to say what we're doing.
Well, good evening. My name is Jessica Villafana, and I live at 407 Tangerine Drive. I am here tonight to officially introduce the Witches of Oldsmar. We are a civic-minded group who will dance our Witches Dance during the month of October at local establishments, all in the name of charity. All proceeds will be going to our elementary schools in Oldsmar. We are a 501(c)(3) organization. We are hoping that our presence will also become a boost for the businesses where we perform, as it has become in Dunedin as well. We already have one request to return next year, which I think is kind of neat. The Witches Dance has become a worldwide phenomenon, and we're happy to be part of it. One of our TikTok videos has already garnered 1.5 million views.
Woohoo!
Yeah, so we're really excited. I like to call myself the honorary witches bookkeeper.
Oh, all right.
Since I'm not a witch. We look forward to supporting our community, and please enjoy our dance. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Lass mich heute Abend blicken, stoppen, schmückt den Laden, die Rhythmen tanzen, die Damen mit echten Zücken, ganzes Backblech voller Sahneschnecken, die Torten schütteln ihre Schrippen, schütteln ihr Gold auf den Rücken, schütteln ihr Holz vor den Hütten, die Maraten suchen im Takt zu nicken, hey Mama, mix mir was zusammen, wer schüttelt ein bis zum Rand, einen riesen Hit, Rückenstand, die Wand, der DJs mit, schüttelt die Hand, ziehen Gang, mit SB und Wand, alle den schon, sehen sie an, ziehen bis 2 Gramm pure elegant, sie tanzen für wie ein schöner Elefant. Zeig mir dein Gepäck, Baby, komm, schüttel gut und heck, dein Tisch ist gut gedeckt, zeig mir dein Gepäck, Baby, komm, schüttel gut und heck, dein Tisch ist gut gedeckt, ja, dein Tisch ist eingedeckt. Ich brauch kein Besteck. Lecker, du musst dich beißen lassen. Stück Wetter, Back auf dein heißen Backen. Dein Toaster wackelt auf und ab. Dein Ofen ist knackig, frisch verpackt. Sein Zitrufe groß und kompakt. Du schüttelst mich nicht ab. Ich häng mich an dein Lippenrohr. Ich häng an dein Lippengloss. Du bist schön schlau und studierter Bock. Wer eine Frau, du schüttelst sie auf. Ich schüttel mich zu, denn das ist hart für dich. Kipp aus dem Schuh, dann die Täter tragen mich. Ich grätsche, bevor du bist der Arzt und ich. Gib dir ein Mittel, bitte schüttel deine Arsch und mich. Zeig mir dein Gepäck, Baby. Komm, schüttel gut und heck. Dein Tisch ist gut gedeckt. Zeig mir dein Gepäck, Baby. Komm, schüttel gut und heck. Dein Tisch ist gut gedeckt.
Thank you, Witches of Oldsmar. Wow. We've had kids in here before, but we've never had adult performances in here before. City council meetings just like level up. All right. Well, if nobody else wishes to address or dance for the council, Rob, let me know. Raise your hand high. Then we will move on to the community minute, read by our city clerk, Ms. Kristen Garcia.
Thank you, Mayor. Haunted Happenings will be held on Friday, October 24th from 6 to 9 p.m. at RE Olds Park. Enjoy a fun night for little ghosts and goblins featuring inflatables, games, bounce houses, food trucks, toddler area, and a hayride through the spooky forest. Wear costumes to enter the costume contest and bring a bag for lots of candy. There will be a free shuttle from the library. The annual talent show will be held on Friday, November 7th from 7 to 9 p.m. at RE Olds Park. A free night of local talent performing family-friendly acts on stage showcasing that Oldsmar has talent. Participation is open to everyone. Registration deadline is Friday, October 24th. For questions, please call 813-749-1273 for assistance. And that's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you so much. The next item on the agenda is approval of addition of new agenda items, items 3, 9, 10, 12, 19, 20, and 22. The chair will entertain a motion to approve.
So moved. Second.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion on this item? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. The next item on the agenda is awards and recognition. The Business of the Quarter Award presentation to Chromalloy Belac. I believe that's being handled by our Vice Mayor, Mr. Steve Graber.
Correct belief, Mayor. I'm not getting the same reception as the witches did.
Deepest apologies.
It's working.
There you go.
Always check with Tom. I'm guessing you guys are over there. Thanks for coming. Good evening, everyone. It is my privilege as Vice Mayor to present the Business of the Quarter Award to a company whose growth, innovation, and commitment to Oldsmar truly reflect the best of our community. Tonight, we honor Chromalloy Belac. Did I pronounce that correctly? Okay, I was practicing for days. I was like, how do I? Chromalloy Belac was originally established in Oldsmar in 1998 as a joint venture involving Chromalloy, United Airlines, and Lufthansa Airlines, and in 2022 expanded into a second facility. Chromalloy's Oldsmar locations are part of the company's Parts Centers of Excellence, which also includes Chromalloy, Nevada, located in Carson City, and Chromalloy Castings in Tampa, Florida. Castings? Sorry.
Castings.
Chromalloy Castings, I got it. From those beginnings, they have built a strong presence right here in Oldsmar. Today, their facilities span nearly 95,000 square feet, and they employ more than 180 people locally. With their latest expansion, Chromalloy will add more than 400 new jobs in Tampa Bay, bringing their regional workforce to over 1,200 in the coming years. That kind of growth is not only a testament to their success, but also a vote of confidence in our community. Chromalloy's commitment extends beyond their business. They partner with programs like AmSkills to train and recruit local talent, ensuring that the next generation of skilled workers has a pathway into advanced manufacturing. Through workforce development, technical education, and consistent investment in our economy, they have strengthened Oldsmar's foundation and helped open doors for our residents. Their excellence has also been recognized at the state level. Chromalloy was named one of the top 4 finalists in the Florida Chamber of Commerce's Coolest Thing Made in Florida contest, earning recognition for their FAA-approved jet engine replacement parts. These parts are machined right here in Oldsmar, are a true showcase of Florida innovation and craftsmanship. The competition drew more than 300,000 votes statewide, and Chromalloy's achievement puts Oldsmar on the map in a very visible way. The winner will be announced on October 28th, and we'll be cheering you on as you proudly carry Oldsmar's name across Florida. And perhaps the most inspiring part of their story is what it means every time we look to the skies. Because of Chromalloy Belac, every single airplane that flies overhead carries with it a piece of Oldsmar. That is a powerful reminder that what happens in our city touches the world, and that our community's hard work and innovation help keep people moving safely across the globe. Please join me and City Council in congratulating Chromalloy Belac as the Business of the Quarter. Congratulations.
Just be ready. Alicia's going.
Chip's there?
Going down.
Just take a picture that you can say something.
Katie's going down. Sean.
We're all coming down. We're all coming down for a photo now. Yeah.
Ready? You can even closer. Good. One, two, okay.
Introduce the team.
All right, so my name is Mike Zerby. I'm the general manager responsible for our operations here. We have Logan Ignis, who's our environmental health and safety leader. Connie Aragon is the one that owns our relationship with local skill development organizations like AmSkills, and Andrew Snyder is our director of operations. And, the city of Oldsmar, we just opened this new facility. We've been working on it for, I think, going back to 2019. The city, Felicia, has always been very supportive of us, helping us navigate permitting issues with the city and with the county. And so always been a great partner, and we look forward to growing with Oldsmar in that partnership for decades to come. Thank you.
Thank you all so much for coming tonight. It's a pleasure to see you again. Okay. We have no items under the Community Redevelopment Agency, and our next item, the consent docket, will be lengthy. We will have a guest reader this evening, Ms. Felicia Donnelly, as our city clerk, Kristen Garcia, is experiencing just a little bit of laryngitis over there. We don't want to stress her vocals. So hang in there. Now remember, everything on the consent docket was not necessarily something that we haven't discussed with the city manager. A lot of people don't understand why it's on the consent docket, but Felicia can tell you more about that. Go ahead.
Okay, number 2 of the consent docket is to consider approval of the minutes of September 16th, 2025 council meeting. Number 3 is to consider appointment of Tanya Dingman to the regular member vacant position on the planning board. Number 4 is to consider approval of annual purchase of sodium hypochlorite from Odyssey Manufacturing Company under the same pricing terms and conditions as Tampa Bay Water Cooperative Bid Contract Number 2025-018 CC 25-013. Number 5 is to consider approval of purchases for the repair, replacement, or supply of utility plant equipment from Mater Electric Motors per the same pricing, terms, and conditions of Lee County Contract Number B240030 KCW PB 24-04. Number 6 is to consider approval of the purchase of carbon dioxide from Airgas USA LLC under the same pricing, terms, and conditions as Tampa Bay Water Cooperative Bid Contract 2025012 CC 24-043. Number 7 is to consider approving single source purchase of Neptune products and services related to water meters and registers from Ferguson Waterworks per notice of intent to single source 2024-013-SS. Number 8 is to consider approving the annual purchase of sodium hydroxide from Allied Universal Corporation under the same terms, pricings, terms and conditions as Tampa Bay Water Cooperative Bid Contract Number 2024-006 CC 23-039. Number 9 is to consider approving purchases of miscellaneous utility, including meters, backflows, valves, and hydrants from Core and Main LP per the same pricing, terms, and conditions of the City of Boynton Beach. Contract WH22047 PB 23-021. Number 10 is to consider approving purchases, pipe fittings, and accessories from Core and Main LP per the same pricings, terms, and conditions of the City of Boynton Beach. Contract WH22-048 PB 25-041. Number 11 is to consider approving work order number 8 for environmental monitoring and hydrogeologic services to WSP USA under the City General Engineering Services Contract 2023-002-RFQ. Number 12 is to consider authorizing the city manager to advertise 2026-001 RFP State Governmental Relations Services. Number 13, consider authorizing the city manager to advertise 2026-002-ITB Construction of St. Petersburg Drive Complete Streets and Roundabout Project. Number 14 is to consider awarding PACE Analytical Services for environmental laboratory testing services utilizing the same pricing, terms, and conditions as the City of Atlantic Beach RFP number 21-01 PB 23-001. Number 15 is to consider awarding sledge hauling and disposal services contract to Appalachian Material Services, AMS, under the same pricing, terms, and conditions of the City of Tarpon Springs Contract ITB 250099-B-JL PB 25-032. Number 16 is to consider awarding contract for street sweeping services to Sweeping Corporation of America under the same terms and conditions of participating addendum CC 23-06 to Sourcewell Contract 062421. This is a reading of the consent docket, and as the mayor requested, the reason that the items go on the consent docket is for efficiency and governmental functions on the agenda. The items have to relate to three things. They're already approved in the city's budget, which was approved last month for this fiscal year. That's why you see a number of purchasing items in October, is because this is the first meeting of the year. The second is minutes, and then the third is appointments for advisory boards. So I hope
I
that
knew
helped.
you were going to say it better than I would. See, that's why we should say it. One quick question: is Ms. Dingman here? Is Tanya Dingman here? Okay, just double checking. Thank you. The chair will entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Does anybody have any discussion on any of these consent docket items? Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Thank you so much. The next item on our agenda is the proclamation and presentation recognizing October 2025 as Art Month. I get to do this one. I'm going to read this and I will come down and present it. Whereas public art contributes to the vitality and identity of Oldsmar, making it a special place to live, work, and play, and whereas public art helps our residents develop a sense of place and pride in the history, character, and uniqueness of our city, and whereas the arts strengthen the economy and drive tourism and revenue to local businesses, and whereas the arts improve overall academic performance for students engaged in arts learning, and whereas art beautifies Oldsmar neighborhoods, transforms public spaces, and inspires residents, and whereas the arts spark joy, creativity, and innovation, and whereas the arts have a positive social impact leading to higher civic engagement, now therefore I, Katie Gannon, Mayor of the City of Oldsmar, Florida, on behalf of the Oldsmar City Council, do hereby proclaim October 2025 as Art Month in the City of Oldsmar and invite residents of all ages to celebrate art by participating in this month's community weaving project, visiting the city's art gallery, so fun, great opening last week, participating in one of the art classes offered by Parks and Recreation, visiting the Oldsmar Library to check out art books, complete a children's art project, or catch an art-themed movie, and by enjoying the various works of public art throughout the City of Oldsmar. I would like to welcome our Cultural Affairs, don't make me say it wrong, Cultural Affairs Coordinator, Joan Byrne, as well as, I don't want to miss any of the people, as well as members of our Public Art Board who are here. Please come join us. Hello, former council member and vice mayor Linda Norris. Hello, chairperson.
One over. Yeah, if everybody just slide that way. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Right there. I can't make guarantees. There you go.
Oh, hello, Mr. Chair. I will say the children's art reception at City Hall was amazing last week. Overwhelming. There are 800 works of art on City Hall, and children crawling everywhere. I know we're going to have a presentation shortly. Yes, we are. I'm so excited. The next item on our agenda is the proclamation and presentation proclaiming October 5th through 11th, 2025 as Fire Prevention Week, which will be handled by Councilmember Valerie Tedeschi.
Hello?
Oh, it's on.
Right up there like you. Okay, 2025 Fire Prevention Week. Whereas the City of Oldsmar is committed to ensuring the safety and security of all those living in and visiting Oldsmar, and whereas fire remains a serious public safety concern both locally and nationally, and the presence of lithium-ion batteries and many household devices introduces unique fire risks. And whereas most of the electronics used in homes daily, including smartphones, tablets, laptops, power tools, e-bikes, e-scooters, and toys, are powered by lithium-ion batteries, which if misused, damaged, or improperly charged, can overheat, start a fire, or explode. It's a long one. And whereas the National Fire Protection Association reports an increase in battery-related fires, underscoring the need for public education on the safe use of lithium-ion batteries. And whereas residents should follow 3 key calls to action: buy only listed products, charge batteries safely, and recycle them responsibly to prevent battery-related fires. And whereas lithium-ion batteries store a large amount of energy in a small space, an improper use of such overcharging, using off-brand chargers without safety certification, and exposing batteries to damage can result in fire or explosion. And whereas the proper disposal and recycling of lithium-ion batteries help prevent environmental hazards and reduce fire risks in the home and community. And whereas first responders are dedicated to reducing the occurrence of fires through prevention, safety education, and community outreach. And whereas the 2025 Fire Prevention Week theme, Charge into Fire Safety Lithium-Ion Batteries in Your Home, serves to remind us the importance of using, charging, and recycling lithium-ion batteries safely to reduce the risk of fire in our homes and communities. Now, therefore, I, Councilmember Valerie Tadezewski, on behalf of the City Council of Oldsmar, Florida, do hereby proclaim October 5th through 11th, 2025, as Fire Prevention Week throughout the City of Oldsmar, Florida. And if the firefighters would like to come up, take a picture with me, and then I think we have a presentation too.
Stand up here. We're gonna stand behind you guys, so then it's not awkward.
Okay, we're good. You really should keep
Chip's
this front row
unhappy.
come this
He's
way.
unhappy.
Keep going this way. Keep going this way. Keep going this way.
To the left,
All
to
right,
the
now
left.
we're good.
There we go.
We're good. Ready?
There you go.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for being here tonight, folks.
All right. So I have a little presentation for you. Thank you, Councilmember
Tadezewski.
Tadezewski. Yes. I'm Dave Young. I've been with the fire department for many years, and tonight we're going to talk a little bit about the lithium-ion batteries and what we're doing this week for Fire Prevention Week and getting this message out, but not only this message, but other messages. So this week was Fire Prevention Week. We started back in 1925 with President Calvin Coolidge, and to commemorate the great Chicago fire of 1871, where they lost 17,000 buildings, over 100,000 people were displaced, and it started this with the National Fire Protection Agency getting codes together and making sure everyone's going to stay safe, exits, and all kind of good stuff. I think, do I change it? Woo-hoo. Okay, so there we go. So this, like she said, this week is Charging the Fire Safety, lithium-ion batteries in your home. Last year with the storms that came through here, we had a lot, not just this area, but throughout the state, because the salt water does not like these batteries. So it was a real big push this year, getting this message out about safety for the lithium-ion batteries. So one study that was found for over 3 years, FDNY did a study over 800 fires that they could pinpoint were caused by lithium-ion batteries. They had over 480 injuries and 30 deaths. And the most of the time what happens with these batteries, they go into thermal runaway, they start overheating, and they produce their own heat and their own, they catch fire by themselves. You don't have to really do much with them. If they're damaged, get salt water, they start heating up, and they do explode, but just make sure we take care of them, right? So we look for any kind of environmental damage to them when they get exposed to salt water, underwater, overheating, leave them in your cars, that type of stuff. Any mechanical damage, when you drop a drill, if you see, I do have some pictures of stuff that's damaged, and then the overcharging. We have seen a decrease in instances with the education, but we have still a long way to go. Like council member said, only buy batteries that we know have the underwriter's lab description on it, so that way we know that they were built in a safe direction, and use the charger, keep away from heat. Be careful with batteries you buy online. You don't know really where they're coming from. Okay? So here's some examples of the battery on the left is just a charging battery for a tool, and it started showing some hot spots. That battery needs to be replaced and disposed of properly. The one on the right, well, that's self-explanatory. Don't touch it, just make sure we dispose of them properly. Okay? The one on the left, this is an example of almost like a thermal runaway. It's starting to overheat, and it expands inside its casing, and to the point where it's going to either split apart the mechanism that it's in or catch fire. And if we don't dispose of them properly, they can catch fire in the garbage trucks. So we don't want to do that either. But on that note, it is actually illegal to discharge of them in your home trash. All right, Florida statute 403.7192. Okay, so we really want to make sure everyone disposes of them properly. There's many ways we can do it. We got the solid waste here in Pinellas County. We have 3 big box stores, Lowe's, Home Depot, Staples will take them. But we also have a local company, OCM Recycling, off Tower Drive. They will also take these batteries and recycle them in a very safe and healthy manner. Okay? So also this week, we're doing school messaging with the kids with Forest Lakes Elementary. A lot of them don't know about batteries and stuff. They just know they're given stuff that works. So we talk to them about, if their house is on fire, what number do they call, how did it get out, and who to contact, stop, drop, and roll, many things with the kids. And we show them our vehicles. They love that stuff. So, and we love teaching them. We also do a lot of fire extinguisher training with these. With lithium-ion batteries, they take copious amounts of water to put out. If anyone has ever seen a Tesla fire, car fire, they take tons and tons of water to put out, so they're very dangerous. But we teach everybody, especially local businesses, any fire extinguisher training that we can get out, city employees. But if you want more stuff for your home, you can go online to a self-assessment checklist on oldsmarfl.gov, or if you want, call the fire station, and we'd be more than happy to come out and give you assistance checking your home, make sure it's safe. And since we just had National Night Out, which was great, but I think I'd touch a truck.
It's like a friendly rivalry
So, yeah.
there.
So our next one is January 24th at the fire station. It's going to be a great one again this year, so I hope everyone puts it in their phones and remembers that date.
Fantastic event.
Thank you very much. Thank you again for the recognition.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate you guys. All right, the next item on our agenda is our city attorney, Tom Trask.
I don't have anything tonight, thank you.
Excellent report. And our city manager, Felicia Donnelly.
The next item is item number 19. It's the presentation on the public art maintenance plan. So I'd like to invite Joan Byrne up to the lectern to give the presentation.
Thank you. I didn't give a presentation at the proclamation, but I want to again thank the council for the proclamation for Arts Month. Since I knew I was doing another presentation, I didn't want to bore you. But we have lots of activities going on this month, so please take part in them. The Public Art Advisory Board has been very busy over the last few months, and I am blessed with an absolutely wonderful and active board. And one of the things that we determined early on was the need to have a good maintenance plan, because it's one thing to invest in public art, it's another thing to preserve what we've already invested in. And so one of the first things that we wanted to do after approving a master plan for public art was to really dig into what is entailed in a maintenance plan. Each of you have the complete maintenance plan in front of you. I'm going to highlight some of the sections, but this was one of the things that the board felt very strongly about. And one of the first things that they did to familiarize themselves with the condition of all of the various pieces of public art was to do a field trip. And kindly, the Director of Parks and Recreation drove the bus for us, and which was certainly not in his job description, but volunteered nevertheless, which is what people seem to do in Oldsmar all the time. And we visited each of the pieces of public art that the city has invested in over the years and did a condition assessment of what each piece was like. The objectives of the objectives are multiple for having a maintenance plan. First of all, the first objective is obviously to go and inspect and assess the current condition of everything that the city owns in the public art realm. The next thing is to establish some kind of a routine schedule that things get inspected. The third thing, to clean and provide other appropriate routine maintenance. 4, to integrate maintenance considerations into all public art projects and the approval process. In other words, let's look for things that we know aren't going to cause problems in the future. But that needs to be one of the considerations when we go forward with new projects. And finally, the use of use public funds wisely by avoiding costly conservation expenses that result when we neglect things. We've been doing public art in Oldsmar in one form or another for more than 20 years, but there hasn't been a plan in place to maintain. So some of it has been a little spotty, shall we say, and we're going to be playing catch up on a lot of things. So the protocols that we want to establish for going forward with maintenance, the first thing is to do monthly inspections. The Director of Parks and I have had discussions about whether the maintenance staff who are regularly at all of our parks would be a part of that inspection process. So as part of their regular site maintenance, they'll include kind of visually inspecting to make sure there's nothing untold, there's no damage, and to wipe off the equipment. They're out there anyway doing that kind of work. So because dust and dirt does accumulate and cause problems. Then annually, I will work with the maintenance staff to clean with water and a mild detergent a lot of the outdoor, the sculptures, according to the instructions that have been given to us by the artists and the various companies that we've purchased from. And then annually, we will do an inspection to say, where are we right now? Because eventually, let's face it, eventually some things will need to go away. Some things will outlive their longevity, but we want to know if that's coming and how things are, what the current state of affairs is. And finally, new artworks will be accompanied by a detailed maintenance plan from the artist to include, what materials did they use in the fabrication of the piece, and an estimate, a reasonable estimate of what it's going to cost to maintain this on a regular basis. So there are some maintenance activities that are already in progress. As I mentioned, the Art Advisory Board has visited all of the sites and inspected them and rated them in terms of their condition. The bronze statues that are, I think we have 8 of them, are in the process of being cleaned and a protective wax coating applied. Each couple weeks, one statue comes into the main facility, gets cleaned, gets touched up, and gets waxed. And that will become an annual process for those statues. And then reviewing proposals for we're currently reviewing proposals for the sidewalk mural at Sheffield Park. No decisions have been made yet, but we're kind of looking at what that's going to take. And assessing the condition of the clear coat on the Olds Park stage murals. Right now, we've noted recently that there's some peeling of some of the clear coat, and so that's going to need to be addressed. And that is something that happens every so many years. So that's really the gist. You have all the details in the plan itself, but I think it's important to say that we need to have a regular plan that includes regular inspections and regular maintenance activities, and that's what we plan to do. One of the big things that came up in our visits to the various art installations was the condition of the tanks at Mobley. As you know, those were done 20 years ago, coming up on 21 years, and the board felt that it was important to make a recommendation. Again, this will require a lot of community discussion and certainly further action on and consideration by the council. But they have recommended that those murals be decommissioned and that eventually, given costs, and none of which we have at this point, to eventually remove the tanks and return the land to parkland. But that will be for the future. So those are the recommendations, those are the processes and protocols that we've kind of put in place. Happy to answer any questions if anyone has, but as I said, I congratulate our board. They've done great work already, and I expect the same will continue from them. Thank you.
Thank you, Joan. Does anybody have any questions or comments?
questions.
This is a really comprehensive report. I appreciated the pictures that match the numerical pictures so that I could associate each. But I actually forgot. I'm to be honest, I forgot about the 2 marble sculptures at the library. You know,
They're lovely.
I know, and we forget, that each of these pieces requires a potential number of years, maybe even a decade or more of maintenance. You know, some of the ones that we've recently invested in. The wings and at Winter's Way, of course, were quite expensive, and thankfully we do have, contact with those artists to know what to do next. But it's pretty amazing that 20 years ago we started doing public art, but then we forgot to figure out how we're going to keep it. Exactly. I'm so grateful to all the board members who came tonight. Thank you, and thank you for your continued participation on that board. This is really fantastic work. Thank you. Any other questions, comments? Okay.
Thank you.
Move on to item 20.
Item number 20 is to consider adopting Resolution 2025-28, revising the budget for fiscal year 25-26. Attached is Resolution 2025-28, a revision of the annual budget for fiscal year 25-26. The General Fund, Water and Sewer Operating Fund, and Stormwater Utility Fund require adjustment at this time. I am requesting council approval for the proposed reorganization of the Public Works Department, which would separate the 2 primary functional areas of responsibility into Public Works and Public Utilities. The proposed reorganization will create 1 new position, the Director of Public Utilities, which is a grade 142, and redefine the structure of the Public Works Department as follows. The Public Works Department will consist of technical services, street, fleet maintenance, and stormwater, and Public Utilities Department will consist of utilities maintenance, distribution and collection, water reclamation facility, reverse osmosis water treatment plant, and environmental management. The existing Director of Public Works position, currently budgeted in the Water and Sewer Operating Fund, will be downgraded to a grade 140, and the cost of the position will be split between the Streets Division General Fund and the Stormwater Utility Fund. This adjustment will increase the overall budget by $72,000 in personnel costs to each fund. Additional appropriations are not required for the creation of the new Director of Public Utilities position, as sufficient funding will remain after transferring the costs associated with the Director of Public Works position to the General Fund and Stormwater Utility Fund, along with savings due to position vacancies. This restructuring aligns responsibilities with the director's respective qualifications and areas of expertise, strengthening oversight and service delivery. Appropriated reserve from the General Fund and Stormwater Utility Fund will be utilized to fund this reorganization. In addition, several operating and capital outlay adjustments have been requested in the General Fund and the Water and Sewer Operating Fund as follows. General Fund, Library, $55,000 for stucco and roofing repairs that were recently discovered. Parks Division, $23,000 for the replacement of a UTV due to catastrophic engine failure. $130,000 to repair hurricane-related damage to RE Olds Parks Pier. The insurance proceeds covering the cost of the pier repair were received in FY 2025. Oldsmar Sports Complex, $60,000 for the construction of the batting cage adjacent to Field 7. This project is re-budgeted from FY 25 and is partially funded by a donation from Oldsmar Little League in the amount of $13,000. Facilities, Fire Rescue and Recreation, $115,000 for upgraded camera systems at various municipal buildings. In the Water and Sewer Operating Fund, Distribution and Collection, $50,000 for the purchase and implementation of asset management software. And the Water Reclamation Facility, $12,000 for additional lab testing required as part of the recent aquifer storage and recovery permit renewal. In the General Fund, appropriated reserve and donation revenue will be used to cover the operating capital request, while in the Water and Sewer Fund, appropriated reserve will be used to fund the budget adjustments. Staff recommends approval. I'm going to read the resolution in its entirety. Resolution 2025-28, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Oldsmar, Florida, revising the budget for fiscal year beginning October 1, 2025 and ending September 30th, 2026, authorizing City Manager and the Director of Administrative Services to revise the existing budget. Whereas the City Council of the City of Oldsmar, Florida has approved a municipal budget for fiscal year beginning October 1, 2025 and ending September 30th, 2026. Whereas the City Council of the City of Oldsmar, Florida is desirous of amending the budget by revising various revenues and expenditures. Now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Oldsmar, Florida, that the following revenues and expenditures be revised in the following manner based on the review of the budget. Section 1, the City Council of the City of Oldsmar, Florida has hereby revised the existing budget for fiscal year 25-26 in accordance with Schedule A as attached. Section 2, this resolution will take effect immediately upon passage. Passed and adopted by the City Council of the City of Oldsmar, Florida on this 7th day of October 2025. This was a reading of Resolution 2025-28 and staff recommends approval.
You have water? Okay, good. That's good. That's a lot. Okay, the chair will entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion on this item?
Not after that.
Yeah, that was a very thorough explanation. I appreciate the agenda memo. Very well done. Good point.
Very well
Vice
done.
Mayor.
No, it was a compliment. I mean, it came across as funny, but yeah.
Good point, Vice Mayor.
Yes, very thorough.
All right, with that, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Thank you so much. Item 21, you can take a breath if you need to.
All right, consider approving the renewal of agreement with the Gehring Group for 25-26 benefits consulting services. On May 7th, 2019, the council approved contract 2019-002-RFP with the Gehring Group to provide benefit consulting services with an electronic employee benefit portal, Bentech. On November 15, 2022, council approved contract amendment number 1, which changed the payment method from a commission-based percentage of medical insurance premiums to a flat annual fee of $100,000. On August 6, 2024, council approved contract amendment number 2, which extended the contract, allowing up to 5 additional one-year terms. The annual fees will remain unchanged for the duration of the amendment. Staff recommends approval.
Thank you. The chair will entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion on this item? We have, no, nobody's here. Okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Item number 22. You're just going to keep going?
I will.
She's just going to, okay, go ahead. I won't stop you.
Item number 22 is consider authorizing the city manager to confirm the City of Oldsmar's participation in Pinellas County's proposed regional resource recovery facility. Pinellas County hired CDM Smith to complete a study to determine the feasibility of a regional resource recovery facility project. The facility would be a centralized location of sewer utilities to process biosolids in a way that would be environmentally friendly and compliant with future regulations. Furthermore, the facility could offer the opportunity to create beneficial, reusable, and marketable products. In the summer of 2023, Pinellas County Utilities reached out to request the city's participation in the study and to make a commitment to financially participate in the design and the construction of the RRRF. The Director of Public Works provided a letter committing technical participation but refused the commitment of further resources without understanding the cost of the facilities, the interlocal agreement that would be required, and of course, City Council's approval. Phase 1 was successfully completed in July 2025. There was a preliminary engineering report which explored different technologies and determined the most feasible option. The city staff participated and provided technical review of this phase. Phase 2 is of the project's beginning. The phase will be for the development of bid specifications for the design, construction, and operation of this regional facility. Before moving forward with a recommendation, Pinellas County is requesting commitments from local municipalities. On April 24th, 2025, the city's Director of Public Works reiterated that the city does not wish to financially participate in the biosolids project going forward, but requested that excess capacity be designed in Pinellas County so that the city may be able to pay future market rate to process the biosolids should regulations change. On September 10th, 2025, the county administrator wrote a letter to me requesting a commitment to participate in the RRRF by October 10th, 2025. The city commits to participate. There would be development and execution of interlocal agreements with the participating organization. Staff recommends authorizing the city manager to draft a letter declining participation. Jonna Jan has a complete presentation that's going to go over this all again.
Yay. Will it have info on the PFAS thing?
And Jonna Jan is currently serving as our interim public works director.
Hi, Jonna. Welcome.
Good evening. Hi. So, yes, I'm Jonna Jan, I'm the interim Public Works Director. I'll be discussing biosolids this evening. I think Felicia covered all of my material here, so you're going to hear it again. So, we're talking about biosolids this evening because the county has requested our participation in this regional biosolids management facility. They are requesting financial commitment as part of that participation, and we are asking council approval or a council decision on that participation. So, let's see, we should start by talking about what biosolids are. Biosolids are a nutrient-rich organic byproduct that results from the treatment of wastewater.
It's a very kind definition. I might have said something different.
So biosolids are generated from homes and transported to the water reclamation facility or wastewater treatment plants. And in that treatment process, wastewater is separated between solids and liquids. The liquids eventually become highly treated effluent or reclaimed water, which we use for irrigation purposes. And then the solids portion becomes biosolids, which can be used for other purposes as well. So biosolids are a valuable resource. They can be used for, well, they're high in nitrogen and phosphorus. They can be used to augment soil and also as a fertilizer substitute. They can also be used in compost. Now, depending on the type of treatment applied to biosolids, they become different classes. So Class A is the higher, it's got a higher level of treatment. There's no detectable pathogens in Class A. And Class B has a lower level of treatment, and there's more regulatory mandates on that type of biosolids or that class. We actually produce Class B with our current process. So our current process includes dewatering biosolids. You might remember that we had a project some years ago for a screw press. So we take the water out, so we're not hauling as much water and paying for that. As I said, we haul to Class B, and we've been working with Appalachian Material Services, which you just approved their contract in the budget. So we've been working with them for probably over a decade. They actually haul, treat, and land apply the biosolids. We produce approximately 400 dry tons per year, and the contract with AMS is good through 2030. So we do have some challenges with our current practice. There's increasing regulation, and as a result, that's impacting our costs. So there's also potential for future regulation on PFAS, which could be very expensive. So let's talk about the county proposal. They've been looking at various technologies and different scenarios for treatment to produce different products like energy or fertilizer. The benefits of their proposal is that the biosolids would meet future regulations, or some of the scenarios would meet future regulations, not all of them. There would be less, there would be more local control and reduced environmental impact due to runoff. So, as Felicia said, staff has already provided some input to Pinellas County. We provided a commitment for technical support, but we didn't want to commit financially. We know that we need council approval for that, and we wanted to know more details about what they were proposing as far as cost. So they have proposed various scenarios, as I said, and the cost of those scenarios range anywhere from $660,000 to over $1 million for the city of Oldsmar. And that doesn't even include hauling. So we would have to pay additionally to have a contractor haul the biosolids to their facility. So the drawbacks are it's significantly more than what we're paying now. Doesn't include hauling, and not all of the treatment scenarios address future regulation. So again, the commitment or our answer to their proposal is due October 10th or Friday. So I'm sorry this graph is a little bit busy, but I just wanted to show a comparison of what we have historically paid in biosolids management over the years. So the two top lines, the orange line and the blue line, indicate the range, the lowest scenario and the highest scenario that Pinellas County is proposing for costs for Oldsmar. So if you compare those numbers to what we have proposed in our budget this year in fiscal year 2026, the range is 160% up to more than 300% greater than what we're currently proposing to spend this year on biosolids management. So the green bars on the bottom show what we have historically paid, and then the percentages in between are what the increases have historically been with our current contractor, just to show as comparison. So, I mean, on average, over this period, about 20% on average. So, so we're asking for a council decision on their proposal this evening. If the decision is to move forward and participate, then we would request authorization for the city manager to draft a letter to the Pinellas County stating that we were wanting to participate and we would commit financially. We would have to negotiate an interlocal agreement with Pinellas County and then bring that agreement back for council approval. Now, if we decide that we don't want to participate, then we would request from council authorization for the city manager to draft a letter declining participation in the project. And then we would just move forward with our current practice. And then also investigate some other options to make us more resilient. So staff is recommending in the near term that we decline participation in this project. It's very expensive, and then continue with our existing practice and explore other options locally. Additionally, in the long term, we suggest maintaining communication with some of the large local utilities that may be planning their own projects, and also staying informed with future regulation. So I would also like to mention that I have some representatives from Hayes and Sawyer here, Holly Kremers and Tim Ware. They are finalizing our wastewater master plan. So they are providing support this evening for any questions that you might have.
Great, thank you, welcome.
Okay, thank you.
Before you go, does anybody have any questions for staff?
No, I think, oh, sorry, Sean.
Yeah, just I guess a general question. I understand the environmental impact and the idea behind this that the county is proposing, but from a kind of, I don't know, return on investment approach, if that makes sense, is there any, you know, as far as renewable energy, fertilizers, is there any discussion with the county returning some of those, you know, renewable energies to local municipalities that participate? Or is it just kind of?
I haven't seen that in the proposal.
Okay.
I didn't either. Also, there wasn't a term in the proposal. So those estimates on an annual basis, they didn't really give, it seems like that would just continue. So.
Okay, good. Any other questions?
No, was just, it was very thorough and very easy to understand. And as busy as that graph was, I think that was pretty specific as to what we go from $200,000 up to perhaps $6 or maybe north of $1 million for something that we're already doing.
Right.
So, but just put it as plainly as possible.
Just one quick question for you, Jonna. For the public who might not understand, can you explain what PFAS is, what that acronym means, and why we're all scared of it right now?
I'm not even sure I could say it. So PFAS is the forever chemical that you've been hearing about in the news. It's in that Teflon material. So it's very difficult to get out of
Plastics
water and wastewater. There are several lawsuits related to that. So it's also an emerging contaminant, like on the drinking water side. We have been testing for that as a requirement from EPA for their unregulated contaminant testing. So what that does is they request utilities to conduct that testing, and then that's how they make the decision on making future rules and limits on PFAS or unregulated contaminants, which PFAS is right now.
Okay, gotcha. Any other questions
I
for
guess-
staff?
Yeah,
ahead.
just real quick. Just for the public, I've already asked this question privately, but I want to make sure we're being transparent and we're covering everything. But as of right now, we are following all regulations as far as wastewater treatment. This is in regard to something that is being discussed legislatively with possibility come into law in the future. But what we're doing right now is all in compliance.
We're meeting all of the standards, all the regulatory standards, and it's just Pinellas County is preparing for future regulation, but we don't know what that will be.
Gotcha.
So,
Thank you.
okay.
Okay, so no more questions from staff? So I'm going to word this carefully. Make sure you listen. The chair will entertain a motion to authorize the city manager to draft a letter declining participation in the Pinellas County's proposed RRRF.
So moved.
Thank you.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Is there any additional discussion on this?
No.
Okay, so I have to state my piece, because you know I have to. Just so that the public is aware, there's 24 cities in Pinellas County, and I've learned a lot about biosolids. It's an interesting discussion, right? But most people don't know that out of those 24 municipalities, the cities that actually have the capacity to treat their own wastewater, meaning like we have a plant over off of Lafayette, are the city of Clearwater, city of Dunedin, Largo, St. Petersburg, Tarpon Springs, and us. Okay, so everybody else is contracting back to the county. So no wonder the county is looking for something to do, right? In that list, Clearwater, Dunedin, Largo, St. Pete, Tarpon, Oldsmar's pretty small. I would like to think that our contribution to the overall amount of biosolids is a tiny piece of the poo pie compared to what is overall going to be potentially processed by this facility. Now, I understand, and I totally get, I agree that if legislation comes down that says, you know, we have to start treating to a certain level, or change our processing, I feel confident in our staff and in our ability to pivot and change what we do. But to me, that one graphic that Vice Mayor pointed out was very illustrative of the exorbitant costs that we would have to essentially pass on to our residents for something that is quite theoretical to me. The estimated costs and the potential plans. I'm glad that this was brought before the council to review. I am glad that our city staff and city manager have the forethought to think, yeah, no, sometimes it's okay to wait and see. So I really appreciate that, and I will be supporting the letter declining participation. Anybody else have any other comments? Okay, so all in favor of the motion as read? I just want to make sure we said it correctly. Signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? You guys can talk without me, you know.
But you
Okay.
read it correctly.
Okay,
Well, so, I mean, it's, you know, we're cheering you on in silence.
thank you. I love the silent cheering is lovely. Thank you very much for the presentation, Jonna, and thank you for coming tonight. We appreciate you very much. Looking forward to the plan. Okay, item 23.
Is to consider approving renewal of an agreement with Shumaker Advisors LLC for consulting and lobbying services for fiscal year 25-26. The city is contracted with Susky Consulting LLC for consulting and lobbying services since January 2018. Susky Consulting has since been acquired by Shumaker Advisors LLC. The relationship has brought substantial benefit to the city since the inception of the contract, including assistance in receiving funding for Douglas Road Project, State Street Ditch Project, the St. Petersburg Complete Streets project, and many others. The firm will continue to provide necessary consulting and governmental relations services for the city before the Florida executive and legislative branches and other entities on issues related to the city's infrastructure and long-term funding needs. The agreement, originally approved by council on 9/20/2022, includes automatic annual renewals. The cost of the agreement remains the same at $5,000 per month or $60,000 per year for consulting and lobbying services, plus annual expenses not to exceed $3,000 or $250 per month. The renewal is presented for council approval because the annual cost exceeds $25,000. It's important to note that on the consent docket, there was also an item that requested the invitation to bid out the RFP for the same services. So the terms of the agreement allows for a 30-day termination from either party, and Shumaker is aware that we will be going out to request proposals to ensure that the city is getting the best value for these types of services.
Okay.
Staff recommends approval.
Chair will entertain a motion to approve.
Second.
Oh, suddenly we're all talkative. Have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion on this item?
Actually, quite a bit, no.
Oh, go ahead. You have the floor, sir.
I'm all set.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Thank you, City Manager. Item 24.
Is to consider the approval of the special event application fee waiver request and use of the city logo for the Holiday Sharing Fund Craft Beer Festival to be held on November 8th, 2025. I received an email this afternoon at 4:55, and I'm just going to read it. Good afternoon, City Manager Donnelly. After further considerations, we are rescinding the application requesting a fee waiver for a Holiday Sharing Fund and the TBBC event to be held on November 8th, 2025. As always, thank you for your time and assistance, Dave McKinley. So this item has been requested to be removed.
Easiest one on the agenda. Okay. Item number 25.
So item number 25 is to consider the approval of the special event application fee waiver request and use of the city logo for Oldsmar Cares Oldsmar Rod Run event to be held on November 8th. On Saturday, November 8th, Oldsmar Cares will host the Oldsmar Rod Run car show at Olds Park. The event includes classic, exotic, and performance automobiles, as well as musical entertainment and food vendors, and is anticipated to bring close to 300 participants and spectators. By hosting fundraising events such as this, the organization is able to provide many support programs to those in need throughout the community, which was definitely demonstrated this year, so thank you. The item requests the waiver of fees in the amount of $625, consistent with the City of Oldsmar special event fee waiver policy. The applicant has submitted the required $150 special event license fee, the prior year's event financial report, the current year's event budget, and the statement of allocated proceeds. The organization has provided its most recently filed tax return for consideration in lieu of a balance sheet. Upon review, Oldsmar Cares requests that the city waive the eligible fees associated with this event. All external costs will be the event organizer's responsibility as outlined in the application. Oldsmar Cares will recognize the city as a sponsor at the appropriate level and may use the logo to recognize such sponsorship. A copy of the application is attached for review. Staff recommends approval.
Okay. We have no presentation? Okay. The chair will entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion on this item?
Only my son enjoys this event every year. He likes going and seeing the pool cars.
Rod Run? Yeah.
Yeah, we go
Yeah.
every year. I'm happy to support Oldsmar Cares.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Thank you so much. Item number 26.
Is to consider the approval of the special event application fee waiver request and use of the city logo for the Upper Tampa Bay Chamber of Commerce's Celebrate Oldsmar event on November 22, 2025. This annual event celebrates the city of Oldsmar and its history with local residents, businesses, and neighboring communities. It'll include a vendor market, a variety of food and beverage options, an open-class car show, live music, and fireworks organized by city staff. Proceeds from the event will help cover the operational costs for the Upper Tampa Bay Chamber of Commerce. The item requests a waiver of fees in the amount of $3,804.70. Consistent with the City of Oldsmar special event fee waiver policy, the applicant has submitted the required $150 special event license fee, the prior year's event financial report, the current year's event budget, and the statement of allocated proceeds. The organization has provided its most recently filed tax return for consideration in lieu of a balance sheet. Upon review, the Upper Tampa Bay Chamber of Commerce requests that the city waive the eligible fees associated with the event. All external costs will be the event organizer's responsibility as outlined in the application. The Upper Tampa Bay Chamber of Commerce will recognize the city as a sponsor at the appropriate level and may use the city logo to recognize such sponsorship. A copy of the application is attached for review. Staff recommends approval.
Okay, the chair will entertain a motion to approve.
So moved. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion on this item?
At this time, we're having fireworks? Just want to make sure.
Yes, we're having fireworks. The pier was deemed to be, by a structural engineer looked at it, and that's why it's open, and there's enough space to actually conduct the firework activity on the pier. It has to be a certain amount of feet away, which it meets in its present condition.
Okay.
So fireworks will go on at the, and we've already entered into a contract.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Everybody wants fireworks.
Yeah.
I thought the fireworks were on a barge.
No,
Turns out I was
thought the
wrong.
same thing. I was like,
See?
wait, no, I thought the exact
I
same
was
thing.
not the only
So I
one.
saw it and I'm like, oh, okie doke, good.
Well, that's fantastic. Everybody loves fireworks, except for dogs, but, you know.
True. Also true.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion passes. Council comments. Councilman Swager, how are you doing down there?
I'm excellent, Mayor, thank you. So it's been a busy couple weeks since we met, and I know, Mayor, you've got some comments to similar events, so I won't steal the spotlight, but just...
Oh, I'll try not to overlap. It's okay. Go ahead.
It was really special to have the United States Senator Ashley Moody here in the council chambers. Not only to present Oldsmar with recognition for the hurricane recovery efforts and the pledge to evacuate, but also giving a very special Florida's Finest Award to Mike Boylan with Mike's Weathers page. So that was amazing to see and be involved with. He was taken back. He had no idea. So and it was cool to hear that, all the government officials, they have their resources at the federal level, but they also rely on Mike's weather page.
Yeah.
As far as storms and whatnot. So that was amazing. Followed up the Oldsmar Children's Art Show at City Hall. I was blown away by how many kids and families were there. Joan and staff did an amazing job setting that up. It was really fun, and there was, we ran into some friends from North Oldsmar at attend Forest Lakes and ended up going to dinner just impromptu. So it was really a great event. And then after that, I attended with the chamber the ribbon cutting event at D1 over by Shaker and Peel.
Mm-hmm.
And that was impressive to see Mr. Dave McKinley doing some planking.
What? Tell me. I missed this. Tell me. Spill.
No,
Spill the tea.
He was just participating.
Spill the tea.
And so that was great to attend that. The party in the park that Friday, we didn't have the kids that night, but we did drive by and see. Again, it was just everything that the city is doing is just phenomenal to see. Just how involved everyone is. The community just comes together. It's really special. Speaking of special, the Oldsmar Community Day. I know Jeremy was here earlier. I was able to attend for.
Oh, he's still here.
Still here.
Oh, there he is. All right. It was great to be involved with that, right? It was only an hour and a half of my time, and I should have wore pants as well because I was weed eating in shorts, but nevertheless, that was, it was really just that moment of community to see everyone working together for, the common good and helping one another. It's really, really cool to be a part of that. And then today, or this evening prior to the event, was the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office National Night Out, which, by the way, I've noticed the big signs out on Tampa Road, right, advertising the party in the park and tonight's event, and I just, that's the way I come home from work. So, got to see the helicopter land,
Nice.
and I was in polo and cargo shorts, and then I went into the telephone booth and put on my suit to make it here in time. But again, cars everywhere, people everywhere, just amazing. And a few more things moving forward now. So I'm fortunate enough to be attending the, I guess you pronounce it IEMO, I-E-M-O training.
We
right?
call it emo, yeah.
Yeah.
Email, yeah.
So that's all day this Friday and Saturday. So I'll be looking forward to that. And we've got our work session next Tuesday. I'll be attending Citizens Academy that week as well. So just busy all around, and just wanted to kind of highlight, my experiences with that and moving forward. So thank you very much, Mayor. That's all.
Thank you so much. Councilmember Tuloszewski?
To follow that, I'm short. Just a shout out to my fellow witches of Oldsmar. Thank you for coming and performing tonight. I am one of the witches of Oldsmar. I didn't, get up there and dance with them tonight.
Why not?
I was nervous about doing my proclamation already, and I was like, to dance in front of everyone as well is kind of a lot to ask in one
Great
night.
ladies out there.
I was already
Yeah.
presenting, and I was not wearing the right shoes. I'm in heels, so it didn't. But I did want to mention, because they gave just a brief overview, but we are not actual witches. We're not Wiccan. Well, I just want to clarify for people, because people hear witches and then they might make assumptions. So we're just dressing as witches and doing a dance. It's modeled after something that some lovely ladies in Dunedin are doing. We raise money for charity. The witches of Dunedin have raised almost $50,000 in the last 5 years. So we're hoping to model something like that here in Oldsmar. We're just getting started, so please be kind if you see the witches out there dancing. We're all doing it voluntarily, and it's all going to charities here local in Oldsmar. So, yeah, that's it.
Okay, thank
Vice
you.
Mayor.
I'm also going to brag about the children's art exhibit. My children won't, because they sent Dad by himself, but they have artwork up there. So I had to walk her, seriously, I had to find them, take pictures. I'm like, is this what you did last year? Yeah, I think so, Dad. I'm like, okay. But just to the point of how many things are starting to happen. And I believe the time changes on the day before my wife's birthday?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
the Sunday, so November 2nd.
Yeah.
But lots of trunk or treat, haunted happenings. There's a lot more stuff than just Halloween. And the kids are just having fun. So everybody just kind of be on the lookout. There might be an event you're not really sure of. Slow down. Just let them get their candy and then argue that they can't eat any of it. Like, just let them enjoy Halloween when they're little. But honestly, Mayor, that's all I had. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Thank you, Councilman Swager, for covering a lot of those events. I really appreciate it. I've been accused of yapping too much up here sometimes.
No way.
But
But anyway. It was an absolute pleasure to host Senator Moody here. That was, as you mentioned, that was quite an event. I haven't had the opportunity in my lifetime to, stand right next to a sitting, United States Senator, one of two in our entire state, and have them present to me on behalf of, the entire city, standing there and receiving the certificate. I mean, and as you guys heard during the presentation, I knew of her way back in undergrad at the University of Florida and in law school at the University of Florida, and all of her work and her family's work, since 4 of them are judges and, in the practice of law, that does not go unnoticed. So it was really amazing. I had a little bit of fangirling. But I was so proud of our community. I was so proud of the Alliance members, the pledge to evacuate. Mike was there. He was so surprised. It was just one of those beautiful moments where you got to see the right people recognized for all the right reasons. And the city continues to champion those types of folks. And I really think that it's catching. It was a fabulous moment. I will say I got a personalized thank you card. Yes, it's very shiny.
Look at you.
Yeah. You see
Oh.
that there? That's going to be framed. That's going to be framed. Yeah. It says Mayor Gannon. I do believe this is her handwriting, though, as well. Don't rain on my parade. But,
You constantly look at me. Congratulations.
I'm just saying.
And Councilmember Swalger. I also see a nice letter.
Wow, you got one too. Okay, I know Felicia got one too, but it's really, really cool, really cool. And I hope that, you know, other communities can see that and really model things after what this city of 14,000 residents does, because we are pretty extraordinary.
I'm going to interrupt and say it was well-deserved. Absolutely.
You were part of it. I know you were at the church. You were sleeping there, working so hard for the Alliance. Oh my goodness, Rhonda. I was also at a ribbon cutting this past Thursday. It was the same day as the D1. So I went to the nighttime ribbon cutting at Ovation Stance, which I know you guys are all familiar with Mr. Orlando and the Ovation Stance community. We've had their students here before, most recently singing Somewhere Over the Rainbow, and we all kind of... It was absolutely beautiful. Looking forward to their Havana Nights celebration on October 25th, their gala, their annual gala celebration. But it was really cool to see all the dancers there and to watch him open a third storefront in their strip mall location. So they originally started with one, and they're right behind the Starbucks on Lafayette and Tampa Road. And then a second, and now a third to accommodate all the students. One of my favorite things about him and about their programming is it has nothing to do with, you know, being the best dancer or being, you know, like parent competitiveness. It's not like that. You know, he really recognizes, and all the teachers recognize it. Some kids might be good at some kinds of dance, some kids not so much. Maybe some kids like to, you know, be part of the theatrical productions, and they don't like ballet. And, you know, my daughter Madison, she recently said, "Mommy, I want to watch the productions." And so she went and told Mr. Orlando, and she knew that he wouldn't be mad at her. And I think that's a really beautiful thing and a beautiful place to grow. They're now doing homeschool classes as well, which is really cool. So it really works speaks to a diverse group of kids and families in our community. I know they happen to be over the line into Hillsborough County, but so is Starbucks, and you can take that from my cold, dead hands. So in any event, the Community Day on Saturday was outstanding. I can't say enough to thank the volunteers who came, the businesses who provided resources, because that work we did required professional lawn care equipment. And I also wore shorts. My shins bear the scars. I loved using all the power tools, but we had a lot of businesses help us out, Dump Buddies, Sam and Justin Bosker's company, and Justin was actually sick, so his dad, John, was out there hauling, you know, lawn debris and that bougainvillea, which scraped the crap out of all of us. But there was also Oldsmar Lawn Care LLC was there with Toby Cole. We had Corey's company, Total Care Lawn and Landscape, I believe is the name of his company. I'm probably going to miss somebody. Nicole Mackin was there. You guys, it was all those same people. It's the Alliance people. It's all the same people who were there taking care of our community over and over again. And my heart was so full. People opened their doors in disbelief, saying, you know, what are you doing? And we would just say, we're just here to mow your lawn, taking care of the community. You guys got hit hard, you know, last year, so, you know, we got this. And I mean, the tears and the stories that would come out of that. You know, one gentleman, you know, lost essentially the insides of his home in the hurricane. His wife died in December in 2024, and now he's trying to sell his house. His realtor was inside when we were outside, explaining to him that he probably wouldn't be able to sell his house if he didn't do something about the way the outside of the house looked. And that was all we needed. It went from, instead of just mowing the lawn, I mean, we're out there trimming bushes. Nicole is going across the way with the hedge clippers. I mean, you would be amazed what just that tiny inspiration does. He tried to give us bottles of water, and we had our own, but, you know, you take them because they're doing what they can to thank you. And it really filled my cup. It was a wonderful event. And I do look forward, Jeremy, to an annual event, Jeremy, that hopefully you will continue to partner with myself or anybody who's sitting up here or sitting out there who wants to continue doing good things for our community, whether it's in the downtown area or over in Harbor Palms, Sheffield, Forest Lake, Skull Air, because I hope it's an annual tradition that we can carry forward.
Fall and spring.
Okay, now you're committing. You said, I heard fall and spring. I'm just saying, don't do it during the summer. I'm not coming if there's heat stroke involved, but it was fantastic. As everybody mentioned, there are a lot of events coming up. Thank you to the city. This is the time of year from Halloween through New Year's. It's like a sprint. This is when Chip Potts, our Parks and Rec director, literally gets his cot out and just starts sleeping at the park because from haunted happenings through the party in the parks to I know we've got Christmas events coming up, some holiday events, the tree lighting. It's just a dead sprint until the end of the year. So it's everybody's favorite stuff, though. Thank you so much in advance to you and all the volunteers who are going to work so hard to put it all on. I can't wait to be a part of it.
Starts in parks is what they say.
It does starts at, well, it starts in administrative services because they need the money, which we saw tonight in the consent docket. But then after that, it starts in parks. In any event, the next item on the agenda is to consider approval of the tentative agenda for the October 21, 2025 council meeting. Does anyone wish to pull or add anything?
Consider the excused absence of Councilmember Knapp from the October 7th, 2025 council meeting.
Okay, anything else? Oh, yes. I need just one beat. I need to back up.
All right.
Before I finish my council comments and move on to the next item, we need to thank somebody really, really special to this city. Mr. Daniel Simpson has provided this city with endless, literally endless, dedication, sometimes comedy, his education, professionalism, kindness, sense of calm. It's been an absolute joy to have you as our Director of Public Works and the many other positions that you've held, formal positions and informal positions that you've held with the city. And he is here tonight, and he definitely does not want to stand up and come over here. I won't make him, but I believe this will be his last meeting, and we will wish him every happiness and every success in his next adventure and his professional career and endeavors, and we thank you for everything that you've done for the city of Oldsmar. Can we get just one picture? Just one picture?
See, the engineer always gets it straight, doesn't he? Look at that.
He's like, you get on this side.
Okay.
Daniel, where are you going?
Oh, geez, Pammy's right after.
Well, I need to know, because he's been here a long time. He's helped me out with a few
He can
things.
choose to share what he wishes or does not wish, but in any event, I think you've definitely earned that microphone, sir.
Thank you. I'm going to consulting for Jones Edmonds and Associates.
We know that.
Do you want me to say something? Okay. Well. Okay. Yeah. I really appreciate it. I mean, the honor of serving this city. I really love this council and love this city, and I'm sorry I can't be here forever. And
hope that the team continues to thrive without me, and that really, if I'm talented at something, we work well together, and like, you know, I couldn't be where I am without Jonna, definitely. I couldn't do it without Tim Jacobson, and definitely, you know, y'all providing leadership, and especially Felicia. So I really just appreciate you honoring me tonight, and I don't deserve it, but thank you.
My apologies, Vice Mayor. I appreciate your indulgence there for a moment.
It was well indulged. Love Daniel.
I believe you were about to make a motion to approve the tentative agenda as amended.
If there are no other further additions or subtractions, I will make a motion to approve the tentative agenda as amended.
Somebody seconded.
Second.
Thank you. All right, and it's late. I have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion?
No.
Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Chair will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
All right, motion and a second. This does not require a vote. We are adjourned. Thank you all.